The 5 that I have right now, one of them has been booked since last year. So people take your cars and they think it's theirs. Like they really won't bring your car back. And like you feel me?
Oh, so you had that happen to
Oh
you.
yeah, multiple times. I don't lie.
I just learned today that he's 24. You said 24,
Yeah, I'm
right?
24.
I'm mad surprised because man's got money.
Sure.
Like, are you crying? Oh, wait. Oh my God. You got our production team crying. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the God CEOs podcast. I am your host, Ashley. Thank you for joining. If you're new here, welcome. If you're an OG, hey, nice to see you again. Today, I have a very special guest. One of my friends are here. He agreed to do the podcast, which made me so happy. I have no one other than my friend Kobbie.
Thank you for having me, Ashley.
So Kobbie's here. I just learned today that he's 24. You said 24,
Yeah, I'm
right?
24.
I'm mad surprised because man's got money.
Sure.
Like, okay, so before we get started, of course, I'm gonna pray us in, and then we'll let the Holy Spirit do his big one. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for allowing us to be here, oh God. We're just putting this episode into your hands, oh God, that your will be done. We're putting the production team into your hands, the guests, me, any fear, anxiety, tickles in the throat, back pain. My back is low-key hurting, back pains, anything, God. We put it all in your hands. Let your will be done, God. This is your podcast, your platform, your show. Do your thing, do your big one like you always do. And of course, at the end, we will always give you praise and glory. Amen. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here as well.
I didn't think you was gonna do it.
I don't know why you thought that, but when you asked me, I was a little hesitant at first because I'm not really a talkative type, but I feel like it was a good opportunity.
Hey, you gotta seize the opportunity. Okay, fair. So let the people know, what do you do? A little bit about your business or businesses. You guess like that.
So I'm Kobbie. I have 2 businesses currently. I run a clothing brand called Cozeinc. I started that back in 2021 with a group of friends. So we're going into our 3rd year. We're actually working on our next drop for the winter. And also I do car rentals. So my car rental business is called Amoah Enterprises. So my last name and enterprises basically. Right now I currently have a fleet of about 5 cars. But I have a network of over like 15 cars. So yeah, that's a little bit about my businesses.
24. Hey.
24.
Like what? Okay. I got so much questions. I'm so excited. We're gonna talk about both businesses, but before we get into the car rental business, because I know some people, right? They don't really like to put their last name attached to stuff. So what made you want to name your car rental business that name?
I started that with me and my cousin. So, like legacy, like honestly, like your last name is everything. You hear all these Walmart, what is an example? Walmart, all these big companies, their last name. So like,
I didn't. Walmart is someone's last name.
I mean, 2 families type of thing. So like, JP Morgan and Chase. So like stuff like that. Just wanted to build something for ourselves.
So it's you and your cousin that does it.
Me and my cousin Derek.
Shout out to Derek. Dang, Derek should have pulled up. Nah, okay. Next time, Derek. Save a seat for you. Okay, cool. That's nice. So the car rental business or car rental space, how did you get into it?
So honestly, it was to be honest, it had been an idea in my head for a while, and I was procrastinating on the idea. Like I had the idea, like this is what I want to do. I had a mentor. His name is Malcolm. He's honestly younger than me, and like kind of.
Wait. Younger than you? How old is Malcolm?
He's like 23, 22, but he has like
Oh.
a fleet of over 25 cars. So like he's doing it big. So I kind of modeled myself after him, type of thing, and I just took that leap of faith and just got that first car, and then we went from there.
So how did you meet Malcolm?
Honestly, Malcolm is from my area, but honestly, I seen him on TikTok. I won't lie, like he goes on TikTok live a lot. So I'm like, yo, this guy like looks familiar. And I found out he lives in my area, and then we kind of connected from there.
Your area is in Jersey.
Yeah, Bergen County. I live in Hackensack. He live in Lodi, so about 10, 15 minutes away from me.
Oh, okay. So was it like you hit him up and then
Yeah,
he
I hit him
helped
up,
you?
and then honestly, at that time he had mentorships going around. I think paid like $200, and then he kind of gave me that confidence, gave me step by step of what to do, and then we just went from there.
A $200 investment.
Yeah, $200 investment.
That's lit. So okay, so when you paid the $200, how old were you?
That was 2022. So I was 21, turning 22.
Okay. $200 is not cheap. So what made you be like, okay, I'm gonna put my 200? Like, what gave you the confidence to be like, I'm gonna pay someone younger than me
Yeah.
to teach me about a business that is, I don't know if high risk is like,
It is
okay,
very
but
much high risk.
high risk, like, yeah.
So I just saw what he was able to accomplish so far, and like how his business, the trajectory was growing, and he just seemed like somebody that I could like vibe with. Like he was my age mate, and I just felt like I could learn from him, to be honest. So I
So
just took that leap of faith and paid that money.
that's dope. I definitely see like a little bit of humility because I feel like a lot of times people look at age and they're like, oh yeah, he's younger than me. I can't learn from them.
Yeah.
So I think that's really commendable and that's fire. So you meet Malcolm and then like did you pitch the idea to like your cousin or
Honestly, so before I even met Malcolm, me and my cousin already had the idea. Malcolm just kind of gave us that boost of confidence. Like I already had the business name done, I had the LLC, I had the email, everything, and I just needed that. Like, all right, cool. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, let's get it going, type of thing.
That's good. Okay, cool. So now you invest with Malcolm. What did the $200 investment like? What did it get you?
So it was just like mentorship, basically. Little stuff like the rental agreements that I'll be using, how to start, ways to advertise the business, vetting different customers, and just little things about the rental car business that not many people knew.
Okay, cool. So now you meet Malcolm, you get this mentorship. How long did it take you to like buy your first car? Like, talk to us a little bit about what the
So
process
yeah,
looked
I think
like.
I paid for that mentorship in like August-ish, like the first week in August. And I won't lie, like a week and a half, 2 weeks later, I went out to get that first vehicle.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was
yeah,
like,
he was on time, man.
yeah, bro, there was nothing more to wait for.
Okay, cool. So you feel like the mentorship gave you the confidence to just go and like get the
Yeah. I
car.
felt like I was not holding myself back, but like I was low key operating in fear. And I'm like, yo, I'm scared. Like what if? And he was like, yo, bro, like, what are we waiting for? So I was like, I bet, let's do this.
So then now you guys get the car. Did you guys get it from like a dealership
Yeah, I
or?
got it from a dealership. So the first car I went out to get was a Mercedes A220.
Oh.
Then, yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. So then now you guys get your first car and so you have your own enterprise business. So it's not like you're on like Turo.
Honestly, we started off on Turo because
Okay.
Turo is like, I guess, a playground. I don't see it as a playground, but like for starters, the end goal was always to go into private rentals. But like just to get my feet wet, we started off with Turo.
Okay. How was your experience with Turo?
Turo was cool. We did Turo for like a couple months, and then we went into private rentals maybe like a month after, while still doing Turo, but mostly private rentals.
Okay, cool. So then now what was the transition from like Turo to private rentals? Was it like would you say it was hard? Was it easy? Like what would you say is like the difference?
I feel like it wasn't too hard, honestly. I feel like between Turo and private rentals, Turo kind of does all the advertising for you. You just put your car up there and people book it. But more private rentals, you got to kind of do it everything yourself, from vetting the customer, from collecting payments, and all that type of stuff. So it kind of took a little more preparation and being prepared, but it was nothing too hard for us.
Okay, cool. That's exciting. So then now so you went from Turo to private rentals. So when did you get an increase of cars? Like when did that transition?
So I think I got my next vehicle. Honestly, what happened was I had my own personal vehicle, and I realized that like, yo, where this is going, I might as well add my other vehicle. And I do school from online, so like I didn't really need my car necessarily. So I put my car up on Turo as well, and then it kind of just went from there, to be honest.
So you put your own personal car on Turo.
Yeah, my own personal car. Right now, I don't even have a personal car. Like,
You wasn't nervous?
honestly, I was nervous, but I knew what it comes with, to be honest. So
Okay.
and like what they say is like you can't grow attachments to these type of things. Like some people be like, oh, this my car, like this my baby, like, and they're scared to give it out. But you can't really grow attachments to these vehicles. I look at them as investments type of thing.
Okay, cool. So then now you go, so you use your own personal car. So at that point, you didn't really have to spend any money to get your second car
Nah,
out there.
I didn't have to spend money
That
to
was
get
a
my second
smart
car.
move. Okay, cool. So then now you get your second car out there. So what is like the day-to-day process of like from like booking to getting the person in the car and then like getting it back? Like
Yeah,
walk
so
us through it.
for Turo, it's pretty straightforward. You get a notification that so and so has booked your car for this date till this date, and so the day of, maybe just go get a car wash, make sure the car is clean, take pre-trip photos. That's a big one because little damages could happen. So make sure you take about like 50 to 100 photos of the vehicle.
50 to 100 photos of the vehicle.
Yeah, like inside out to make sure like every corner and crevice that you could think of, because like the little
Oh,
scratches that you could like stuff like that. So just take a lot of pictures because you never know. Just Turo, a lot of our drop offs were at the airport. So Newark Airport, we drive about 20-25 minutes. My cousin follows me. We drop off the car. Sometimes we meet the customer. Sometimes we park in the lot, tell them the key is here, and then we go from there.
I want to talk about the trust factor because like I have a car and like I know a car is a big investment because even like because you're getting these cars in your name.
Yeah, some of them are in my name, and another thing we do is joint venture. So we venture out with other people, and so some of the cars are not personally mine, but like they're other people's, and then we split a percentage type of thing.
So, but regardless, the cars are going to be in someone's
Yeah,
name.
somebody's name regardless.
So, like, I don't know, talk me through a little bit of like, because there has to be some faith in there. Like,
definitely.
what makes you be like, okay, I'm going to give a random stranger this expensive car because like the cars you have are like nice cars.
Yeah.
This expensive car, and they're gonna bring it back in one piece, and like even like the liability. Because what if they mess it up and they do something to it? Like, what is the repercussions? How do you hold them accountable?
Yeah. So faith is definitely a big thing. Like you really never know. Like a random stranger picking up your car might not come back for all you know. But basically it's just like you just gotta have faith. And honestly, the repercussions are we take full coverage insurance. If you don't have insurance, we can provide you insurance and stuff like that. So, and we take credit cards. We know, like, obviously, you give your license and stuff, but so like just stuff like that. Just making sure you got different things in place. If you don't got full coverage, you got to make sure you have some type of insurance that will be able to cover the vehicle at the end of the day.
So people use their personal insurance.
Yeah, and then we'll go and verify that they have insurance that is eligible for rental cars and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Wow, this is a whole lot that goes into it. So I guess my next question is, so once people go off with the car, do you like check in on them while they have the car? Like,
So
what does that
that's
process
another
look
thing.
like?
Yeah, I check in with them. So all my cars are equipped with trackers at the end of the day. So I know where they at all times. At the end of the day, like even before the episode, I was checking the vehicle to see where it was. And yeah, I check in with them here and there, make sure everything is cool. They could check in with me if there's an issue. Just let me know. And yeah, that's all.
Okay, cool. So let's talk a little bit about Cozy. So which one came first, the car business or Cozy?
Cozy came first.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about like the inspiration behind that.
Honestly, Cozy came out about because just me and a group of friends, my cousin and a couple other friends. Basically, one day we were just there and like we're bright individuals and we're like, yo, let's start something. And then the idea came. Like we're always, if I'm not in like church clothes, I'm in sweatpants. So like the word cozy just came about. Like we're cozy individuals, we're comfortable individuals. And then honestly, my business partner took that leap of faith. Like he printed some T-shirts and showed it to us. We were like, yo, what? Like this is crazy. And we just kind of took it from there, to be honest. So yeah.
So with Cozy, you have business partners. So tell me a little bit about, because you said you do it with friends. How many friends?
So we started as a group, 3 friends and my cousin. So there's a group of 5 of us at the end of the day that came up with Cozy. But in terms of business-wise, like the business structure, there's only 3 of us.
So how do y'all like balance that and then also like having that friendship, relationship, and then like business, and then it's like,
So sometimes it's tough because a lot of times you hear that you shouldn't go into business with your friends, but I feel like those are the best people to go into it with. Sometimes it could mess up relationships if stuff doesn't go right, but I feel like at the end of the day, the friendship that we have, regardless if the business doesn't go well, we're still gonna be friends regardless.
okay. So what would you say to people who want to go into business with their friends? Like, what advice would you give them?
Structure everything, and like operating agreements, percentages of the business, who owns what, who does
Oh,
what, and just make sure like everybody has a set list of things to do for the business type of thing.
so like everyone kind of has like tasks
Yeah,
in a way.
tasks and responsibilities.
So how do you hold each other accountable?
So we meet with each other. Basically, yeah, we just meet with each other and we talk about different things where we're lacking and how we could improve in different areas.
Okay. And I think so. So advice to someone who wants to go into business with their friend, what would you say are like some maybe like characteristics or like, because you did say that your friend took the leap of faith to print out their shirts. So what would you say like, because you know some people could be like, all right, I took the leap of faith, I printed out the shirt, so like now I'm the boss all of you guys. You know what I'm trying to say? So what would you say are some characteristics like if a friend or someone that you know wants to come to you and say, okay, let's do a business together, like what are some things to look
So like,
for?
at the end of the day, you really can't like some friends are not as serious as others. You gotta see that like qualities within them, like the seriousness, the accountability. Like if you gotta kind of force them to do things, if they're not really willing to do things, and like they're just slacking, you could those are easily identifiable things within a person. So you just gotta see those different characteristics within somebody to know that like, all right, this person is trustworthy. This person can get their job done, and I know I could trust them to do the task they're given.
So it's like it just seemed like a lot of discernment, basically,
Yeah,
kind of like
sure.
reading people and making sure like. So have you ever had a time where like someone didn't do what they needed to do?
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, sometimes you just gotta pull their weight sometimes, but like you let them know like, yo, bro, like you feel me? We gotta get it together at the end of the day.
Okay. So you have Cozy and then you have your car business. So you're running those both simultaneously.
Yeah,
How do you and you say you're in school.
yeah, I'm in school as well.
So how do you balance like that like
It's hard. It definitely is hard, but I feel like it comes with different seasons as well. So right now, Cozy, there's not too much going on as well, but we're just planning for the next drop. So for example, if like we had just dropped and we gotta ship out orders and stuff, and I gotta drop off a car, it does take a lot of balance as well. But you just gotta manage your time correctly. Honestly, that's the biggest thing, managing your time correctly. Because I don't go to school in person, so it's all online and it's asynchronous, so it's all on your own time. So like I kind of get to create my own schedule type of thing, and that's how I'm able to manage it. To be honest.
wow, so you're 24, you go to school, you have two businesses. And so me and Kobe, we met at church. So you also are really involved in church, like yeah, like really involved. So so how do you plan this like time management? Because I feel like we always hear, oh, we have 24 hours in a day, it's not enough. People feel like they never have enough, but like you're essentially kind of doing like four main things besides being like a brother, a friend, and like all the other stuff. So like what does like your planning look like?
Me personally, I'm not the biggest planner. Like I kind of just go with the flow. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I have a daily routine, daily schedule type of thing. But like if I know I have something to do today, like I'm gonna get it done. Like for example, the podcast this morning, I knew I had to be here by 10:30. I'm up, getting ready and stuff like that. So it's just God's, I don't know, God.
Okay, cool. So you feel like it's yeah, definitely envy God, but it seems like your steps are kind of orchestrated. And so with all these different things, is there ever or has there ever been a time where you had to like say no to something and then like maybe you felt bad or there was like reactions or
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard to say no sometimes, but it's like you got to do what's best for you and the businesses and whatever you got going on. So yeah, got to say no sometimes.
okay, cool. So now back to the car business because I'm really interested. I love both, and I feel like a clothing line is very good. and a lot of people want to get into it, and people talk about it a lot, but I like the car rental business is not something that you see a lot of people get into. So you go from having 2 cars to now you said you have like a fleet of like 15. So like how did you increase, and what did that like investment like plan look like? Because clearly if you're buying more cars, you need money, and like you need good credit and stuff. Well, do you tell us?
I feel like from that increase, it was kind of hard, but I mean, it wasn't hard. I feel like, so we started off with 2, then kind of got my parents to get involved. They both
Nice.
got 2 vehicles. So my mom went out to get a car, my dad went out to get a car, and I think we went up to a fleet of 4-ish. And then my friend that I do Cozy with, he also went out to get a vehicle. So then we're like at 5 now, and then different partners came along where they just bring more and more cars. So at a point, me personally, I had a fleet of like 10-ish, about 10 vehicles that I was managing at one time, which could be a lot, but like I said, having a good team around you helps a lot.
So you're Ghanaian,
Yeah,
and you got your Ghanaian parents to not only, because it's one thing to support your business, but like invest, like, and again, like it's so big to me because when you get a car, you have to put in your name. Yeah. So like it's tied to you. So how did you go about getting your parents to each?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it started off with my mom, because my mom, she honestly helped me start off. She honestly gave me money to start up. So I used money that she gave me to put for a down payment for a car. So I'm thankful for that, obviously. And then I went out to get a vehicle with her first. So then when my dad kind of started seeing the returns that she was kind of getting, it's like, I bet, like, I'm too. So
yeah, the money talks. Okay, cool. That's nice. So then now, so are the cars constantly booked? And if they're not, like, where do they stay?
Yeah. So me personally, thank God, like my cars are constantly booked.
Okay.
Like,
Booked and busy?
yeah. So honestly, I haven't seen most of my cars for a minute, to be honest. I won't lie. The 5 that I have right now, one of them has been booked since last year. So
One person
one person.
has booked a car.
Yeah, so they pay weekly.
Oh.
Weekly basis. Like, I don't try to do daily rentals because those are annoying where like each day the car comes back. So I try to stay within like 3-day rentals and up, and mostly weekly rentals. So.
Oh, so someone will have one vehicle for the whole week.
Yeah, the whole week.
So what does the marketing behind that look like?
So most of my marketing was on Instagram. Before, when I was in the office space, we were on Google as well. So different people call in asking for cars. So like they'll call, hey, do you have this vehicle available? I'll let them know. If I don't, then I just let them know. But mostly Instagram and Google.
Okay. So when you say Google, do you like, if we search up your car rental business, the name will come up with like reviews?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if, for example, if you're in my area, car rentals near me, I should pop up.
Oh, cool. So how did you guys, I guess, know to have that listing on Google?
Honestly, again, like I said, Malcolm was a big help. So I saw kind of what he was doing. It's not like copying. It's kind of like mentorship. So like, if you see somebody's doing something that's working well for them, then just, you feel me, you don't have to change the wheel so much. Just do the same thing, to be honest.
Okay. And I guess you said when you see someone do something, don't change the wheel too much. I guess, because I feel like naturally in the generation we live in, everyone wants to be like so different.
Yeah.
So what would you suggest to someone who was like, okay, I see this person doing this business, but like something in them is saying they want to be different. Like what advice would you give them?
I feel like honestly, you still got to be different. Like, you got to have some type of originality, but it's like you don't got to change the wheel so much. Like, you don't got to do something so different where it's like you're creating this new product or new service. Like, you just could create a couple tweaks to it, and then you're good from there, to be honest.
Okay. So everything seems good, but I know business is not always shiny, sparkly, cool, and glittery. So have you ever had like a crazy story? Yeah. Tell us one.
So the craziest story in my opinion is people take your cars and they think it's theirs. Like they really won't bring your car back. And like, you feel me?
Oh, so you had that happen to you?
Yeah, multiple times. I don't lie.
Multiple?
Yeah, like you just gotta. I don't know. Me personally, I don't not that I don't get stressed a lot. I just don't show a lot. But the first instance I had with that is I rented to somebody and they just stopped replying. Like, in that time, I wasn't so mature in the business. Like, I didn't have a tracker on the vehicle and stuff like that. I just knew where the person lived, to be honest. And those people, they came with somebody else's ID. So, like, all these different type of things. These are lessons that you learn. So honestly, that car, I never got it back, and then I
Oh
just had to.
wow.
Obviously, the insurance paid it out. Luckily, thank God. And then like maybe months later, the a police department called me like they found the car, but at that point it was already too late. And
Oh
yeah,
wow.
another crazy instance I won't lie is I rented to somebody, and then they hit me up saying that somebody stole the car from them, quote unquote. So I was already in. When I checked the car's location, it said it was in Brooklyn.
Oh
And
wow, we're in Brooklyn.
yeah,
So
crazy
that's a
enough,
lot.
I was already in Brooklyn dealing with another car because it got towed. So I'm like, okay, this is like crazy. And I knew something was up, but obviously he was lying. So obviously I had the tracker and stuff. I was following the car for a little bit, and I seen the car at a standstill. I'm like, like what do we do from here? Like I don't have the spare key on me, and on the tracker there's a stop start feature where like you could shut off the engine.
On the tracker of the car that you're tracking?
Yeah, yeah. So like the
Oh.
tracker, the GPS tracker that I have in the vehicle is like good. You can shut off the vehicle type of thing. But that it didn't go through. So I'm like, all right, man. Like, what do we do from here? So we called the police. Luckily, NYPD came through. Like usually they don't come through. And I was
Yeah.
like, yo, like somebody stole my vehicle. Like I'm following them right now. And the police pulled up. It's like a high speed chase downtown. Like we chasing the car literally. And then they got away. Like you feel me? They'll pull over as soon as the officer get out. They'll just pull off. So I'm like, I already knew what it was. Like,
They were really trying to steal your car.
yeah, they was really trying to steal the car. So I'm like, I bet. Like, I know it's either the police gonna get them or they gonna back up, and like my car is done for it. So as I'm following the GPS tracker, and then I see that the car's at a stop. So I know it's either the police got them or the car is totaled. So when I got to the scene, like, well, the car was totaled to the max. Like, it was maxed up.
Which car was this?
This was a new Mercedes that I bought.
Big body Benz don't crash.
And
It
honestly,
crashed.
that was the second trip. Like literally on the second trip. I
Oh
had
my
the car for
God.
like no more than 2 weeks. So these are the type of things that it comes with, to be honest. And then I found out that somebody sold the car on Facebook Marketplace.
So the car that you rented out,
Yeah.
someone tried to sell it.
Yeah, so the person that I rented to sold it to somebody else, allegedly. That's what the people that got arrested in the vehicle said, that they bought it off somebody off Facebook Marketplace. So,
Mm. Wow. So, because even the first scenario, so how do you handle these type of situations?
honestly, in the moment it's stressful, but like it's like I knew what I was getting into. It's high risk. That's why, to be honest, I love New York, but I stay away from New York renters because they bring me most of my problems. I won't lie. Like,
Oh, dang.
literally. So, like most of my issues that have came are from New York renters, so I really try to stay away from New York renters, but it's hard when I live like 20 minutes from the city. So
Yeah. Wow. So talk a little bit about like your faith, because like these are big investments, especially the having a Benz for 2 weeks, it getting total and saying, yeah, I'm still gonna continue the car rents. Like it gotta be some type of faith for something backing
people
it up.
ask me all the time, like, yo, Kobe, like, how you still doing this? And I feel like if I started something and I feel like I could continue it, like I feel like I was put here. I was put here to do it, but like it's something that I invested in, and I'm not ready to give up just yet. So like, I have friends that have gotten into this business and they're already out of this business. Like, even though things may not be the best all the time, I still have faith that like you feel me, we gonna bounce back.
So do you feel like it's kind of like, I don't know if the word is calling, but do you feel like this is like one of the things that, yeah, I guess you could say calling, like God called you to do in terms of like the business space?
I feel like in terms of the business space, I was just like called to be an entrepreneur. I just chose this line of entrepreneurship. That could obviously change later down the line, but like these are one of the ventures that I chose in the moment, and he has led me through it. So yeah.
Wow. So then now, what were some of the safety precautions that you put in place after like the first incident, the second incident? Like, what are some
Yeah,
things
so
that you
now
kind of
like
switched up?
at first I was taking like cash deposits. I won't lie, like and like stuff like that don't really work out because cash is cash, and then so deposits on a credit card, like deposits on a debit card, making sure that you provide me some type of insurance regardless. Because at first I was getting a little lenient, like you could just do this, and like just little loopholes just to get the vehicle out. But like at the end of the day, like you gotta take care of these investments. So just making sure vetting these customers is really good before I give them my card now.
Okay, cool. So when you vet them, do you do like a background check?
So the insurance that I use, like you could upload their driver's license, and it shows like their driver history if it's a fake license,
Oh,
like accidents and stuff like that. So yeah,
they can't play with you.
but it's fine.
Okay, cool. Wow. This is interesting. Okay, cool. I know we're running on time. So we're gonna just get into a segment called Times and Seasons. So in this segment, there is an emotion on the back of your chair. You can go and you can look. It's in a card. There's a Bible verse attached to it. So I just want you to read the emotion and the Bible verse and then tell a story.
Okay, so it says Psalms 34 verse 18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. So I feel like
What's the emotion?
the emotion is sadness. So I feel like that's a great question. I won't lie. I feel like my whole purpose is not built off sadness, but like my story is kind of built off sadness. To be honest, I won't lie. So a little bit about myself is my mom struggled to have me. I won't lie. So like I felt like I was always here for a reason. And then when I was born, I was also born with sickle cells. So sickle cell is a blood disorder where your blood cells are shaped differently. It causes crises, different types of pain, and all that. So that's one. And then when my sister was born, she was also born with it. So now your parents got to deal with two sickly children, and that's tough on the parents. Like there's an instance where one parent was in one hospital room with one kid, and the other parent is in another room with the other kid, both admitted at the same time. So
Wow.
it was crazy. And then luckily, thank God, I was given an opportunity to undergo a bone marrow transplant.
Nice.
So that was back in 2008. So since then, I've been sickle cell free, never had a
Oh,
crisis.
thank God.
Never had a crisis.
Look what God can
So I know
do.
God real. And then, so my sister also underwent that bone marrow transplant like 3 years after me in 2011. And her bone marrow transplant went well, but later on, complications happened. So like, my younger sister passed away like a couple months after her transplant. So like, imagine being 11, now you gotta deal with that. Like, damn,
Yeah.
your little sister went through the same process.
Wow.
Your sickle cell was worse than hers, but like, you feel me? Sadly, she's the one that passed. So like, honestly, that's been my motivation, to be honest, for everything. Like, literally everything. So everything I do is for my sister, and I feel like I'm here for a reason, obviously. So yeah, so that's a great one, to be honest.
Holy Spirit be doing his own thing. Oh, I'm so sorry about your sister. I know the thing about death is like it don't matter how long ago it was, like it still cuts deep. So I'm really sorry about your sister. Wow, you're so strong.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I guess a question that comes to my mind is like, because you know a lot of times people go through grief and death and all this stuff, they question God, and then they're just kind of like out of the faith, especially at like a young age. And I know you, like you're really committed to the church and stuff. So with everything that you've been through, and even like with the struggles in your business, what makes you still committed to God, committed to the church, serving? Like, how do you do it?
Yeah, honestly, because I know what he's done for me, to be honest. Like, I know where I came from. Like, I'm not supposed to be here right now. So, realistically, like, God did his big one with me, you feel me? So, like, everything I do, I know that God has a purpose for me, and there's a reason I'm still here. So, that's all, to be honest. Like, God kept me here for a reason. So, there's obviously a reason I'm still here. That's all, literally.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's amazing. I guess my last question to end it off is, if there's anyone watching now and they might have went through any like tragedy or sadness or any like just hard times, what would you tell them? Like even right now, if they're watching this, they're going through it down bad and they want, because you're 24, you're in school. What are you in school for?
Cybersecurity.
Oh yeah. Your future wife, she said. Like, no cap. But so you're in school for cybersecurity, which is not easy, but you're also running 2 businesses. What would you tell someone who might have went through some tragedy and now they want to get into business, they want to get into entrepreneurship? Like, what, I guess, encouraging words would you give them?
Really, like, you just gotta trust God in everything you do. And then I feel like if you go through something, God could really turn around your story for good. Like, literally, like, you feel me? He turned my story around for good, and now look at me. So I just feel like whatever it is, whatever hardship you're going through, like, he could literally turn your story around for good, and that's all, literally.
Yeah. God be doing his big one. Are you crying? Oh, wait. Oh my God. Well, thank you. Wait. You got our production team crying. Oh, yeah, I feel emotional too. Wow. I'm kind of low-key speechless. This is crazy. Especially with the emotion, like the Holy Spirit really, because I just chose it randomly.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think this is the good place to stop. Where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Kobbie, KOBBIE_. You can find my clothing brand on Instagram as well, Cozeinc, COZE. We put a spin on the Cozy, COZEINC on Instagram. And then my car rental page is Amoah Enterprises, AMOAH Enterprises.
Perfect. And everything will be in the show notes down below. She's crying. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but like my sister here is crying. Give her a tissue. But thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the God CEOs podcast. Kobbie, thank you so much for joining. And thank you so much for being so vulnerable and sharing your story, because people go through things, and I feel like sometimes we go through things, we let it eat us up, and we don't talk about it. And just even you being on here, like, I really do appreciate you opening up to our audience.
I didn't say in the beginning, but like I appreciate the opportunity and I'm honored to be here. I won't lie, like when I'm like, yo, do I want to do this? But like I want to support you as well. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Get my sister some tissues. Bye guys. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining in today's episode. If you did enjoy today's episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to support our ministry in the link down below in today's show notes. Bye.